Welcome to another episode of the Creative Center Talk Show. We have a great show for you today. Before we start, we're going to go around the table. And who do we have to my left?
Mr.
Laura.
Chris.
Tommy. Jackie.
Tim.
All right. So we have a special show today. I know for the past couple of shows we've been talking about Valentine's. And at the Creative Center, we actually had a Valentine's in-house show that hopefully you as an audience will get a chance to watch it online pretty soon. We're working on editing that so you can be able to watch the performances. But we have some of our hosts here that were part of the show too. So that's what we're going to do today, is to talk about the Creative Center in-house performance that we had last week on Friday called Love Letters. And that was pretty fun, exciting. JP was directorial debut for the Creative Center, put that together, so it turned out really good. So, but half of us was part of it, and the other half was an audience. So we're really going to give some feedback on the show and what was their favorite act and stuff like that. So who wants to start first? Who wants to share? Tim, we'll go ahead and start first.
I was in the show, and I with my girlfriend, and we did Lady and the Tramp, and I thought it was pretty good. It went very well. We were one of the first ones on, so.
Can you explain a little bit of what the skit was about, so that way the audience can just kind of get an idea and a picture?
We were homeless people, and she had us in a box, and I was daydreaming of a girl, and then she popped out, and I looked at the magazine, looked at her, and it was the girl in the magazine that I was daydreaming about. So then I took her by her hand, took her to a table, like a nice restaurant, and got her some spaghetti out of the trash. But I picked all the icky stuff off it, and then we ate it. It was good. But then we went to kiss, and they cut her spaghetti.
Yeah, that was funny. That was a build-up. There was actually a lot of people from the audience where they were like, I can hear them going, you know, because you guys were getting closer and closer. Kind of like you guys were reenacting the scene from the Lady and Tramp when they were at the restaurant. And what's the name of that song? I'm going blank right now. But you guys were kind of doing that over that song. So right at the end with Lady and the Tramp, there's that scene where you guys have that long spaghetti. Yeah. And then you guys have the same spaghetti, but at different ends. And you just come closer and come closer. And the cartoon, the two dogs end up kissing. So here, it looked like you guys were going to do that. But no, Carlos was there and kind of like, nope. And cut it right in the middle. So that was kind of funny at the end. So, but yeah, I had a good reaction from that. The audience, that was a big anticipation right there, because it looked like, oh my, are they going to kiss, in front of everybody? And Carlos comes out of nowhere, pop like that. Laura, you guys want to share?
I did Loretta Lynn. I did. And with Ashton, that's my favorite part. And me and Vanessa did that Wicked together. That was fun. Because Jimmy Tosh and the dance move, we did a really good job.
Can you tell everybody, the audience, what your performances were about? Because you did Wicked. Yeah. And then you did...
Loretta Lynn.
What's the name of that song? Hang Up the Phone.
Hang Up the Phone.
Okay. Can you tell the audience a little bit about those two acts? Like, what's it about?
I know that like a breakup with your boyfriend, and it's into him.
Which one's that one? That one's Hang Up the Phone.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing in that scene?
I'm doing a lip sync, and John did a lip sync too, and we're acting out. We broke up. I just sing into this spoon, like put the ice cream. Mm-hmm. I like that part. And I did the Wicked, me and Melissa. The Wicked is from the movie, like the Oz, great pair for Oz, a little bit different. I play Clinda. Melissa was the bad witch. We dancing and lip syncing to it. We did a good job.
Good. Wicked is from what play?
It's a great pair for Oz.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw that play one time. last time I was in Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
I'd take me, my mom, and dad. I'd see a play, The Wicked, and we
Okay.
loved it.
Cool.
I got a book of it too.
Awesome. The Wicked is like a different spin-off version of Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah.
It's like its own play, so that's why it's a little bit different. It does deal with the witch, right? It's the Wicked Witch of the East and the West, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's its own version of that. So awesome. I know Melissa wants to share. She was part of the show too. Melissa, do you want to share what you were involved with?
I help Lori phone too, and my dad, oh my god, my dad laughed, and so I am Lori son together. So we are fun. I love it.
Your dad was there?
Yeah.
Nice. And your dad saw the whole thing and really excited about
Yes. He laughed.
it. I know with what's the name of the song? You and Laura did.
With it.
The Wicked, yeah. That one I know you because choreography, you guys actually kind of did your own thing, because remember JP told you guys have freedom to really add on what you want to do, because you already know what you're doing by coming together, but whatever you want to add on into it, it's your guys' freedom to do that. And I saw a lot of that, so I'm really happy that you guys were relying on yourself, not just us, because we kind of guided you, or JP kind of guided you on how to do the skit, but all the other stuff, choreography, you guys did it on your own. You guys came up with the moves and you're moving around.
And then me and Laura, we done, and people in Tammy, one got people
Jimmy kids, teachers, and chocolates too.
chocolate too. Chocolate,
Remember I was thinking Jimmy, I've got your candy for you?
and telling you,
I didn't get no candy.
Jimmy gave you.
No, I
Jackie,
didn't get no candy. What was this? Everybody got candy but me?
they were
Uh-oh.
funny.
I got something to say now. All right, how unfair is that? Everybody got candy but me. All right. Okay. But yeah, overall it was really good. I really enjoyed watching you guys, Laura and Melissa, putting your own thing into it, because normally you guys, I mean, Tim is kind of used to this too, because he does improv and Courtney does improv. So they're putting their own take into the performance. So they have the experience in doing that and how they can come up with something, an idea. But a lot of times, like Laura, I've seen Laura done that a couple of times where she puts her own thing. But Melissa, most of the time you're waiting for like instructions. Tell me what to do. Tell me how to do this. But no, you actually did it on your own. You and Laura came up with something together with that performance, and you did that really good. So that was really good. I like that.
JP, we patch it,
Yeah.
and we're done, and now me, Laura, and Dan, and JP say, okay, you want to do it? I said, yes, they want me to do it.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed that. So out of the performances, Jackie, Christian, and Tommy, which one did you guys like? Which one kind of stood out to you guys?
Well, I wasn't part of the whole skits myself, because I decided to sit this one out. If there was a performance I favored the most, it has to be a certain play of the Hercules skit right there. I forgot the name of the song.
I'm in love, so I'm in love, something like that.
Yes,
Okay,
that one.
Okay.
It drives so many memories to my memories of Hercules. Yes.
Do you remember seeing that scene in that movie?
Yeah, it's very impactful. That's all I can say.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm a little bit sleepy right here.
I have. It's funny. I've never seen Hercules, so. Now, after seeing that performance, though, I did want to go back and try to see
Hades is my favorite.
Yeah, and kind of compare a little bit to it. Yeah. Jackie, what was your favorite performance in the Valentine's show? Which one did you like best?
Dancing.
Which dancing? Which one?
The Wicked.
The
Bob
Wicked
Simpson.
one.
a cartoon.
Oh, the Hercules too.
Hmm.
The Hercules one.
I like a cartoon. Tarzan. Tarzan is Beauty with the Beast.
Oh, I know in Jackie say.
Which one?
Jackie say Corey and Katie.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast.
Baby.
At the end. Oh,
And,
okay.
and
That was a good thing, a good performance there, because it's a lot of the instructors like that because it's surprised everybody too. Because when you open the curtain, everybody's all dancing back there. But they were also looking to see like, okay, who's getting too close there. But everybody did really well and respectable dance, you know. So that was a good one. Uh-huh.
I said, me, and dad, beat, and then I said, okay, and then on my dad a picture, and oh my god, he laughed.
So, did any of your family members or counselors or anybody show up for the in-house? Laura, what did they say about it?
Mama loved me a lot. Mama loved me. Mama loves you too, Melissa. She called you a daughter. Yeah, because I said my mom to Melissa because she didn't know mom at all. I said my mom to her.
Oh, nice.
Because they're Valentine's. Because I love her.
Thank you, Laura.
Well, it's my husband, friend.
You're gonna make me want to eat my chocolate now.
Hey, Jordan.
Tommy, which of the acts did you like? Because you saw it last week too, right? The Valentine's show.
Yeah.
Which one did you like?
Oh. I performing?
Because we performed last week on Friday. Do you remember it?
I don't know. No.
You just like the whole thing, huh?
Yeah.
Do you like that idea that we actually do like a Valentine's talent show?
Yes. Yes.
The pictures on there.
Huh? Go ahead,
Pictures on there.
Laura. Laura.
What's coming?
Pass it to Laura. So that way. Go ahead.
I love that picture. The video, the slideshow. I love that pictures on there. It's so cute.
Oh, the slideshow. I'm like,
Yeah.
did I do a video? Like, I don't think. It was,
I love
okay,
that.
yeah. The poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody got a chance to read poems. Tim.
I really liked the Beauty and the Beast. When I watched it, it was pretty neat, and they did a really good. They ended up putting that together and did a really, really good job. Corey and Katie. Corey was really nervous about it, and I said, "You're gonna do great," and he did great. So
Was he nervous because?
he didn't think he would be able to get it down.
Oh.
Pat get it down, and I just messaged him and I said, "You're gonna do fine. Just keep practicing," and he did a really good job.
And that's what's good about these shows. It's because remember I was telling you guys to use Valentine's show in-house is more of you trying something new. And if Corey's trying to try some new music or new material, that's a good time to do that. And the cool thing is that he was there with Katie, who has never done that before. So them being together like that actually helped Katie get up on stage. What really surprised me, and I was really encouraged, was to see Natalie going on stage because, they all sang "Angel Baby," and she had a little butterflies going on stage.
Yeah,
you know,
she did.
But she pushed herself. She actually went up there and did her performance. You know, she was really nervous. You can tell when you look at her up on stage. But she did it, you know. She didn't give up and just not do it at all. She just forced herself to get up on stage and do it, you know. And I was really proud of that because that's what these shows, the in-house shows and talent shows are about, is to give that experience, to feel how it's like on stage. So that way, when spring show comes around, like, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it. Because they know how that feeling goes.
I think our next in-house should be a Peter Pan theme, and Tommy should be Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
And
Alright, wait.
then Abby should do Tinkerbell.
I was kind of thinking, too, like...
Something like we did yesterday.
Yeah,
That
you know, I was kind of
fun.
thinking Valentine's should be like a Valentine's, but summer, we can still add like a theme to it.
Yeah.
You know, so if we can come up maybe like Disney theme or something like that,
So-
where everybody has to do something that's Disney related or something like that. But Yeah, or something, you know. So that way,
Yeah.
it's still a theme. It's just not anything, you know.
But I think,
but
yeah.
that'll be
One
fun.
thing.
Yeah,
That's a
the
good idea.
Yeah, after yesterday, and I saw how Abby and Pete and Tommy did the Peter Pan skit. I really enjoyed that, and I just said that could be something that we can do for them.
Yeah, see, in the summertime,
yeah.
when we do the other in-house, maybe Tommy can be a part of the.
What did you think about
Yeah.
that, Tommy? Would you like to be Peter Pan?
Yes, of course.
Have you seen the movie Peter Pan? And so
Yeah.
you know a lot about it, huh?
Yeah.
All right, see, that'd be pretty cool. So that way
Good.
you can participate. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll bring that up with the team and doing some kind of a Disney theme for.
How about her?
Is that Disney?
We'll just
Peter- yeah.
we'll just have to cast the others, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and try them out.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool to do that. So, yeah. So the poetry part I really liked because we got life skills involved in doing some poetry and some readings, and I don't know if when Robert was reading the poems, did any of them surprise you? Like, oh, I didn't know that person can write, or I didn't know that because you had Provi, Charlotte.
I think Provi surprised me.
Trophy
Yeah.
for
Don, Lindy,
Carlo.
but Carlos didn't write. We just put his name on there.
Oh.
But the ones who wrote the poems were Charlotte, Provi, Lindy, Don, and who was the other one? There was 5 poems. I can't remember right now. Maybe I think. But did any of those names surprise you? Like Tim said, you said
Provi.
Provi did. Yeah,
I say Dawn.
he said Don.
Yeah, me too.
Dawn. Yeah, Dawn, because she keeps a lot of the her thoughts and feelings, and she puts it all in paper. Because I remember a poem she said last year for in-house, and she expressed everything all in paper. And she got really emotional when she was on stage saying her poem last year. So she wrote another one. She's like, I have one perfect. I want to share. I want to be able to, for you to read if you can, you know. And we got her permission to read it, you know. So, but yeah, I like that because we're giving opportunities for people that are into poems and want to share their poems to people, but they can't do it on stage. You know, that's not them. They don't want to read their poems, but they have somebody else read it for them. That's cool, and I like that. So Charlotte, got a chance to have her poem heard, and Provi got a chance to have her poem read. Lindy,
Oh, Linky.
Question too.
And Chichen, too.
Christian was his face was on there. Yeah, he was one of the selections, kind of like, okay, who wrote this poem? We wanted to confuse people a little bit because we know Christian can write, and he's really good at writing. So when we had a poem, people are gonna be thinking, was that Christian or something? So we wanted to mix it up in there to kind of confuse the audience a little bit and surprise the audience too. And I think a lot of people were kind of surprised by that too. Like, I thought that was Christian's poem, or I thought that was Carlos's poem, or something like that. And then it ended up being the other students. So that was cool. I really liked that. And I think thank Molly in the poetry class for coming up with all that, and that was fun. So, yeah. Anything else, guys, that you want to share? We have a few minutes left. Tim?
I was presented with something. I think it'll be interesting because I've been in a lot of plays. Jim suggests I should write my experiences in the shows and plays that I've done here, since I've been in 13 of them, and make a book out of them, like write them down, make like
Yeah.
a little book out of them, and then share them
Yeah.
to students or to staff or
Yeah, because you have a lot of experience. One of the ones that have been continually doing shows even to this day, especially to a lot of, because I know you do a lot of presentations. You
Yeah.
go out and kind of promote the Creative Center a little bit more when we have presentations out there. And that'll be nice, if you put something together like that for a lot of the clients, and you can present that. But not just for them, but even people out there that are into theater. You know, you share a story like that. You know, like let's say if we had an opportunity for you to share a story out in one of the Fresno theaters, just like that, and you're sharing your story as a performer, as an actor, and how you got trained, you know, at the Creative Center for, you know, your acting and how you're using your acting and, you know, what you're doing and stuff like that. But as a performer, you're giving your experience, you know. So that's a good idea.
Yeah, so that's what I'll be doing is writing kind of a little book.
That's nice.
On that. And then there's another one I was presented with by my counselor. He thinks that I should write a book of my life experiences that will help other disability adults out, what I struggled with. Maybe they're going through the same thing when I go to those conventions and speak and stuff. So I think that's like a little journal.
Yeah,
And so
that'd be pretty cool.
I think that's pretty neat. So I said, okay.
Yeah, take those opportunities anytime you have something you want to try. Yeah, just jump on it. You know, you'll never know that's something that you want to continue doing, or you don't have any interest anymore until you actually try it. You know.
Yeah.
I was a person at first when I finished my thesis, when I got my master's. That was a lot of writing. I had to write like 60, 80 pages of my report, and I'm not a writer. But when I did that, you know, my instructor and my counselor there at the school was telling me like, "Oh, this is really good material. Yeah, you gave a lot of insight." So a part of me was like, "Well, maybe I can be a writer. Maybe I can write my own book or something like that." But after thinking about the experience of writing that, I was like, nah, I don't think I want to do something like that. It's just too much work.
I'm more of a speaker from the heart than writing things down. When it comes to blank piece of paper, me writing, I don't know what it is. I just,
Yeah.
but when it comes to standing out there and speaking, once I start speaking, I'm good.
Yeah, and I'm more of visually. I like to see
So.
something done on video, you know, like a documentary or something like that, you know. I can't write. I mean, I can write, but that's not for me. Christian?
To me, I prefer to mull over things what I was about to speak or write. I'm not much of a person who does things immediately. I like to ponder over it.
You kind of soak it all in, and then you get
Mhm.
it all out, yeah. Kind of like, well, have you written anything new? Like any stories or
That's why.
spoken word type performance? Oh, 'cause you take your time into
That's why I sat this one out on Valentine's.
it. Yeah.
But hopefully, in the next in-house, I'll join up again.
Yeah. I'm more like when it comes to poetry, I can do like I go crazy on that. And I'll just write. A lot of it don't make sense, and some of it does, or it just goes off all over the place. But musically wise, that's how I use a lot of my lyrics into my music in that way. But I have to kind of like balance it off. Like, hey, this line didn't make sense, or that line didn't make sense. You know, kind of like movies. You know, when you're as a director, you just go out and kind of have an idea of what you're shooting, and you put it all together. And when you come down to editing, then you tell yourself, okay, that scene I didn't need. That scene didn't make any sense, or anything like that. So, Laura?
Before my sister got married one time, I make a book of her life. I make a book of my sister. Before she got married, I make a book of her life and make a picture of it.
Yeah,
I made it for her.
that's good.
I kept to her.
That's good.
Before she moved out, she take me over to studios one time.
Do any of you actually keep journals? Personal journals in your
I
life?
do.
Some of the journals I still maintain myself of my own thesis.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them don't make sense, and for the most time, being younger, I was even more pessimistic than I was now.
Yeah. They say really a key, especially if to express your feelings out. My wife used to do that, and she's trying to get back into it. But every day, it's just keeping a track of what went on that life, you know, or throughout the day, and just put it all down. Because there's times too, there was things going on that day that you want to have as a record, so you remember in the future, especially if you want to put something together like a story, or you're gonna do a speaking engagement or something like that. You know, Christian.
I just realized that I did actually write what's currently happening from a weekly basis. This might be a little bit of how do I say this? An inlet. I used to work on my own account on a site called DeviantArt, and I used to do weekly journals on what's bopping, what's happening. Sometimes I talk about my current processes of how I usually draw this piece or that piece or what's currently going on. Concurrently, I haven't been writing any journals or made any return because I've been struggling with my antisocial behavior. How do I say this? Every time, I always feel like whenever I do return, I always have to be expected to bring something new, even though nobody also told me. But
Just try not to put too much pressure on yourself.
onto thyself, yes.
Yeah, and that's the hard thing with me is when it comes to filming music, Kevin's the same way. We're perfectionists. Where everybody keeps asking me like, when are you gonna actually put your? Because been 10 years of putting a whole album together. That's a long time.
Yeah.
But a lot of people can just do it and they're like, okay, I'm just gonna release it and let it go. But I'm looking at every single track and I'm like, is every single track actually telling a story? Because I want the whole album to have some kind of story into it and be relatable to each other. And there's a lot of times where I'm like, nah, that song doesn't make any sense. I want to do a new one or something. And I keep bouncing around through different moods and different styles. And I'm being too. I know there's people saying you're just being too hard on yourself. Just release it, put it out. But that's the way I am. I just trying to perfect everything. But this is my first album that I want to put out, and I need to release and show something. So I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of relax myself a little bit, not put too much pressure, and just actually just put it out there.
Maybe same for me. We both think alike,
Yeah. Awesome. So, that was a great show on Friday for Valentine's, like we were talking about. Hopefully doing some kind of summertime theme to our show. Maybe
and get some other new people involved, too.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Maybe that'll be something new. So we just came up with a new idea and topic from the clients here.
How about you,
doing it
Melo?
in-house. What about me? I'm just here. I'm just here to eat your guys' food for lunch. So.
Hey!
And our chocolates.
And all the chocolates. Oh, man. Hopefully there's some dark chocolate because I can't eat regular chocolate. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, so that'll do it for today's episode of the Creative Center Talk Show. And all the audience, all the hosts here will say bye.
Bye! Be back.